Hi everyone. In this presentation, let us see the second part of the introduction, that is how the model is built and what and all actions or what and all operations that can be performed on the modeling. Coming to the modeling, model is an abstraction or a blueprint of something in order to build a complete system. Here modeling ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಿಸೈನ್, ದೆನ್ ದಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಮೇಲೆ then we will go for the design part. Design part ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ if the design is satisfying, design ನನಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ then I can move for the implementation. Implement ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ design ನನಗೆ if there is something wrong then I can change the design part and I'll go for implementation part. So there are four purposes which are served by the model. The first one is testing a physical entity before building it. Then I have the communication with the customer, visualization and reduction of complexity. Coming to the first purpose, testing a physical entity before building it. As the name itself suggests, ಒಂದು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿನ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇನ್ ದ previous days or olden days, medieval masons did not know how the physics is, but they used to scale the models of the Gothic cathedrals to test the forces on the objects. So that was done in the traditional days. But nowadays we will go for the simulation. Simulations na use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ, ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ ಈ ತರ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನು ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೂವ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ assume the real thing. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ we will go for the main model. So in order to have the corrections at the earlier stage, ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ we can do it in an earlier stage if we go for the simulation or if we go for the building a model before going for the real building or implementing this system. Next we have communication with the customers. ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಏನು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಕಂಪನಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋದಾಗ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ತರ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ತರ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಜೊತೆ he'll exchanges ideas. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ he will communicate those requirements with the team. ಆ ಟೀಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ they will implement a model or a design part. ಆ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ based on the requirement of the customer, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ changes ಇದ್ರೆ they'll change it in the blueprint what they have designed. Once they have done with the design part, they'll start implementing it. ಒಂದ್ ಸತಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ they'll go for the testing purpose. ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they'll check for each and requirement of the customer. ಒಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಅದು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಕ್ ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಹೌ ದ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ if it is satisfied, there will be no changes to the model. If the customer is not satisfied, then the customer will tell the changes to the architect or the designer who is showing the demonstration. ಅವರಿಗೆ they'll intimate how what and all the changes has to be done. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ changes ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the designer or the architect ಯಾರು ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಂದು they will implement the required changes which are given by the customer. So that is the second purpose that of your modeling. Next we have visualization. Visualization ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ವಿಜುವಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಹೆಂಗೆ we are thinking. For example, ನಾವೀಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರಿನ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರಿನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಮೂವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಈ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ಸ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ವಿಜುವಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಪ್, otherwise I can skip or I can modify the awkward situations. The next one we have the reduction of complexity. As we are going to build a model is dealing in order to have the solution. So instead of building a complete model at an initial stage, if I go for the model, I can have the or I can detect the error in the early stages. So it helps us to build a system in a shorter time with an efficient use. Next, in order to build these models, we have three types of models, that is the class model, state model and the interaction model. Let us see about these models in detail in the next slides. Coming to the class model, it describes the structure of an object in a system. One system on the object the structure na it will define. Then it also provides the static structures of an object in a system along with their identity, relationships and also the attributes and the operations. It provides the context for state and interaction model. Here the goal of the class model is in order to construct a class model which has to capture the concepts from the real world which are important. ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ನ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ model. Here we will make use of class diagram in order to show how the class model is. Next type of the model is state model. State model, it represents the behavioral or the control aspects of a system which describes the sequence of operations that occurs without regard of what the operation does. ಒಂದು ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೊಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ನ ಏನಾದರೂ ನಾನು ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾನ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೊಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್, ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ that will be shown in the state model. As class diagram is used in order to build a class model, we will go for the state diagram in order to express the state model. ಇದು ಯಾವ ತರ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಸೊ it is completely based on the events. Next model is our interaction model. As the name itself suggests, it shows the interaction among the objects. One object in the ಇನ್ನೊಂದು object ಹೆಂಗೆ they are interacting, how they are communicating, ಹೆಂಗೆ communicate ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಒಂದು object ಇನ್ನೊಂದು object. Then how the system is cooperating in order to achieve the complete result. ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಅಚೀವ್ ಅಂತ. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದಿ collaboration of individual objects and also the interaction aspects of a system. Here we will go for use case diagrams na use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿನ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will check for the electricity ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೊಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಅದು ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಐ ಶೋ ಹೌ ದ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್, ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್, ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಶೋನ್ ಇನ್ ದ sequence diagram. Activity diagram which elaborates the important processing steps. Processing steps ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೋ that will be shown using activity diagram. Let us see the relationship among these models. ಈ models relationships ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್, ಯಾವ ತರ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ತಗೊಬಹುದು, ಯಾವ ತರ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್. ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದ 3 models are interdependent on each other. Next we have class modeling. Under class modeling we have the first topic is objects and the class concepts. Under that let us see what is objects. Here object is a concept or the abstraction or thing with the identity which has meaning for an application. One application ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ where object will provide the meaning for the application. Here though we have same objects but it could be different. So no two objects are unique. For example, consider two things which are similar. Here we have considered two apples which are of same size and which are of same color, but two apples are different. Next we have classes, where an object is an instance or an occurrence of a class, where class describes the group of objects with similar properties. The objects which have similar properties and the behavior are grouped into a class, and also it shows the relationship among the objects and the semantics. There are two kinds of models of structure. First one is the class diagram and the other one is the diagram. Let us see what is class diagram. Here it provides the graphical notation for modeling the classes along with the relationship which describes the possible objects. So what and all the possible objects that could be connected, that will be shown using graphical notation. Here class diagrams are useful both for abstract level modeling and also for the designing the actual program. Here, in order to represent a class, the UML symbol for a class is just a box. The class is a box, and list the class name inside the box. Here I have taken the class name as a person and the company are the two examples which represents the class. Next we have the object diagram. The object diagram shows the individual object and the relationship between the objects. Object diagrams are helpful for documenting the test cases, and also it corresponds to an infinite set of object diagrams. Here person, it is a class where Joe Smith Adam belongs to the class person. So these three are the object. In order to write an object, we will make use of the box. For object also we will make use of box along with an object name. Here the object name is Joe Smith followed by the colon and the class name, that is the person. Here Joe Smith is an object of the type class person and TCS is a company which is of type class company, and the object name and the class name both should be underlined. This is how we will write the object diagram. Next concept we have is the values and the attributes. Value is nothing but it is just a piece of data, where attribute is a property. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ that is given by the attribute name, and it holds a value. Attribute holds a value. For example, one person ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವನದು ಏನೇನೋ, ಈಗ ಅವ್ನ ನೇಮ್ becomes an attribute. ಆ ನೇಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ we will assign. That becomes your value. So each attribute name is unique within the class. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು attribute ಗೆ ಒಂದೇ attribute name ನ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗೋದು. We cannot give same attribute name. An attribute should be a pure data value. ಅಂದ್ರೆ complete data ಇರಬೇಕು. It should not consider an object as an value for an attribute. For example, consider a class person. Personally, we can have the attributes name, age, birth date. For example, for this class person, Joe Smith ಅನ್ನೋ object ನ create ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, and here name of the person is Joe Smith. This is the attribute name and Joe Smith is your value. Age is 20 and birth date is 1993. In the similar way, we have another example of Adam. This is classes with attributes and this is object with attributes. Next we have class with attributes. Here how to represent the UML of the class with attributes. Here we can have the optional details as the second method which could be after the default values. A colon preceded the type and equal sign precedes the default value. For example, person. Here we are creating another one instance called as person id.id, which is wrong. So this type of creating an object is wrong. Here it doesn't list the object identifier which are implicit in the model itself. So it is a wrong method and it is of a correct method. Next we have operation and the methods. An operation is just a function or the procedure that has to be followed or applied on the objects inside a class. And all the objects in a class can share the same operation, or the same operation could be applied on the different classes. ಒಂದೇ operation ನ multiple classes ಮೇಲೆ apply ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದೇ function ನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ classಗೂ or objects ಮೇಲೆ same operation ನ I can share. Sharing the same operation on different classes is called as an polymorphic operation. Same operation, different classes, that is called as your polymorphic. And a method is nothing but it is an implementation of that particular operation. One operation ಏನು implement ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ that is called as your method. When an operation has methods on several classes, all methods must have same signature. Same signature should be there, which means the number and types of the arguments and the type of the result value should be the same. For example, person ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೇಮ್ ಏಜ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಡೇಟ್ will be the attributes, where net salary could be the operation. Next we have file. File ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ file name, size in bytes, last update could be the attributes, where print is the operation that is performed on the file. Next we have another example here, geometric object. For the geometric object, what is the color and position of the geometric object? Move, select, these two could be the attributes, whereas move, select, rotate, these are the operations which is performed on the geometric object. The UML notation which lists the operations in the third compartment, it is just telling in this slide, it is just telling how to write the UML notation in order to represent the class box or the object. And here the return type of the particular operation could be an optional thing. If it is required, it could be mentioned within the argument list, or it is considered as an optional one. And the optional details or the operation name followed by an argument list enclosed in the parenthesis, and it is separated by the commas. And here it should be of left aligned and a lowercase letters are used. Next we have links and association concept. Why we need links and association? Link is in order to link some two objects or two classes. Link is a physical or conceptual connection among the objects. For example, if Joe Smith ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಂತಂದ್ರೆ how can I link? For example, I say that Joe Smith works for IBM company. ಅಂದ್ರೆ Joe Smith ಅನ್ನೋನು IBM ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾನೆ. So it is relating, it is linking two classes. The person class is linked with the company class. Most links relate only to objects. It is a connection, and link is an instance of an association, and link can relate two objects, but sometimes it may link three or more objects. Here association is nothing but which describes a group of links with common structure and common semantics. For example, a person works for a company. One person ಈ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ works for a company. The link of an association connects the objects from the same class. An association describes a set of potential links in the same way that the class describes a set of potential objects. Here it describes a set of links which is potential, as the class describes a set of potential objects. Association is bidirectional. It is bidirectional. In real, both directions of traversals are equally meaningful and refer the same association. We have a pointer. Pointer is nothing but in order to have the explicit reference in order for the other object, and which link shows the relationship between the two or more objects, and the association of three types, that is one to one, many to many, and the ternary association. Coming to this example, here we have a class diagram where a person owns a stock of the company. As this is a class diagram. Coming to the object diagram, instead of person, we have John as a person who owns a stock from the company called GE. Mary is a person who owns the stocks from the company GE, where Adam is a person who owns his own stock from the company called GE and also from IBM. In the same way, Reno also owns the stock from the IBM company. So this is the class diagram and this is your object diagram. So these are the links from the one object or to the other object, or from one class to the other class. So this connectivity is called as your link. Next we have multiplicity. What is called as multiplicity? Multiplicity specifies the number of instances of one class which is related to a single instance of an associated class. One class in ಇನ್ನೊಂದು single instance of another associated class ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ we are relating. How can we relate it? Multiplicity depends on the assumptions. How we will assumption ourselves in order to define the boundaries of a problem. One problem the boundary na how can we assume it, and how can we tell the multiplicity among the objects or the instance. It also specifies how many instances of one class are related to the another class. For example, country name has a capital, that is your capital city. This is the here 1 represents the multiplicity, which means one country should have one capital city. So one country, one capital city. Here 1 represents the multiplicity. It could take 1, 2, 3 up to n. The multiplicity is just a number where it will specify how it is related to. For example, India is a country. India has a capital, that is the capital city, it is New Delhi. This is called as one-to-one association, as here also it is of multiplicity 1 and it is also multiplicity of 1. So it is called as one-to-one association. UML lists multiplicity at the end of the association lines. These are the multiplicity values, and UML specify multiplicity with the interval 1 or up to n. Multiplicity, it is a constraint on the size. It is just shows the size, how many instances are related, or it is called as a cardinality. Cardinality is nothing but the count of the element which are present in that particular collection. For example, here in the workstation, it is a workstation which has one workstation can have 0 or 1 window. That is 0 or 1 multiplicity, because here it is representing 0 dot dot 1, either 0 or 1. Hence the workstation, one workstation can have 0 or 1 Windows console. Next we have association n names. Here association n is an important concept in the UML diagram. While we are writing this type of UML diagrams, it is an important thing. Association is the name given to the end of the association. Association n names often appears as nouns in the problem description. For example, consider here we have a class called person and also a class called as company. The person who goes for a company is called as an employee of that company, and the company which offers the job for the person is called as an employer. So this particular person acts as an employee and the company acts as an employer. This employee works for the company or the employer. So n star represents the n value, that is the of n multiplicity, where it relates n instance. So n number of persons can work for 0 or 1 company. Here this n names are optional. It appears to be as a noun, as I have told already. and it provides a traversing means for traversing the association. As person is an employee for the company which provides an employer. Next we have like the multiple association. It is just between the pairs of the class or between the pair of the object. It also helps us to have the reference for the class, and the name which are given should be the distinct ones. For example, here the owner or the user could be either the owner or he can be the authorized user. If he is of a owner, only one owner can have, the company could have the only one owner. So one owner can have the n number of dictionaries, or the owner can write n number of dictionaries, and he can have the 0 or 1 container, where the authorized user can, so n number of user could be the authorized user, can have n number of dictionaries, and he can have n number of contents. In this figure, we have container and the contents, which means it is distinguished between the two usages of the directory, which is of self-association. And association and names also distinguish with the multiple association between the same pair of the classes. In this figure, we have each directory has exactly one user, that is called as the owner, and many users, that is of the authorized users. Association and name lets you unify, like which will provide the unique multiple references to the same class, and association and names, and to introduce the separate classes for each references. Here two parent can have n number of child. This is a wrong thing, where a person, he could be a parent or it could be a child. 0 or 2 parents can have the n number of children. So this is the correct model. Next we have ordering. Often the objects on many association and have no explicit order. However, the objects have an explicit order. For example, here we have screen, where it is a workstation screen which contains the number of overlapping windows. Each windows on a screen occurs at most once. The windows have an explicit order, so only the topmost window will be visible on the top of the screen or on the screen. The ordering is an inherent part of the association. Here you can indicate an order by setting an order next to the appropriate association n. If I doesn't say it is an ordered one, it could be like in whatever way I want, I can access it. If I specify it is in the ordered way, it will be in the ordered form only. Here the screen, n number of, one screen can have n number of windows. Next we have association classes. Association class is an association that is also a class. Like the links of an association, the instance of an association class also derives identity from instance of the constitute classes. For example, n number of files could be used by n number of users, but the accessibility is given by access permission. Access permission is just an attribute of accessible by. Who and all can access the file. The sample data at the bottom of the figure, which shows the value for each link. And this dashed lines shows the association class or this box is attached to the association line by a dashed line. This is the complete association class where user can have n number of workstation, where authorization, priority, privilegization and the start session are the given attributes, and the same way person is a class, company is a class, n number of person can work for n number of companies by own stock. He can own this person can own his stocks from this particular company based on the quantity. Here some of the examples for the association classes, and this is an ordinary class. If there is a dashed line, then it is called as an association class. If there is no dashed line in order to link the instance or the object, then it is an ordinary class. Next we have qualified association. What is called as qualified association? Qualified association is an association in which the attribute is called as a qualifier. One attribute ಇಲ್ಲಿ qualifier ಆಗಿ act ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Therefore, it is called as a qualified association. Why we make an attribute as a qualifier ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ in order to overcome the ambiguous among the objects. ಅದನ್ನ overcome ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ we will go for this qualified association. A qualifier selects some of the target among the target objects and it reduces the effective multiplicity, that is many to 1. For example, one bank anta tagondre account one bank alli we can have n number of accounts. For example, saving accounts irbodu athwa salary account irbodu athwa current accounts irbodu. There could be n number of accounts in a single bank, but it is not qualified. Account will have the account number. If I make this attribute as a qualifier, then this complete thing becomes the qualified association, where bank will have the account, which means this account number can have 0 or own account. So that is the qualified association. In this example, a stock exchange lists many companies. Here it lists n number of companies for the stock exchange. However, a stock exchange lists only one company with a given ticker symbol. Here it is giving only one company name. A company may be listed on many stock exchanges, possibly under different symbols. If I make the sticker symbol as a qualifier, then it becomes a qualified association. Otherwise, it acts as an not qualified association. Next, we have generalization and the inheritance. Coming to the generalization, it shows the relationship between the class, that is the superclass, and the subclass. It organizes the classes by similarities and the differences, structuring the description of an object. Here, the superclass or the parent class, which holds the common attributes, operations, association. The subclasses add specific attributes, operation, and the associations which are required by the subclass. And each subclass is said to be inherit from the superclass. That is, the child class will be inherited from the parent class. And the generalization is sometimes called as a relationship. It is sometimes called as a relationship. For example, here we have a class called as a figure. where figure will contain color, center position, pen thickness, pen type. These are the attributes, and these four are the operations that are performed on the figure, that is move, select, rotate in the display. Based on the dimensionality, we have three types. Either it could be 0 dimensional, 1 dimensional and the 2 dimensional. Coming to the 0 dimensional, it has it has no dimensions at all. For that we have point display. Point is not having any dimension, and that point can be displayed. So point is an figure and displays the operation that is performed on the point. Next we have the one dimensional orientation, where we have arc, radius, straight angle, start angle, arc angle. These are the figures that could be drawn, and this is the display function that could be applied on these figures. Next we have spline, that is the control points, that will also make use of the display operation. Next we have line endpoints, line and the endpoints, which is of one dimensional and displays the operation that is performed on the line and the endpoints. Next we have two dimensional orientation. In this two dimensional orientation we have polygons, number of sides and the vertices. In the same way we can have the circle. For the circle we can have the diameter. For this we can have the operation that is display. We can display the circle, rotate the circle. In which angle we want, we can rotate the circle. So this is the inheritance, where figure contains all the attributes and the operations, but the inherited classes will have only some number of the attributes which are present in the super class. Next we have uses of generalization. Here generalization has three purposes. One, which supports the polymorphism, and the OVO language compiler automatically resolves the call to the method which matches the calling objects. As the polymorphism increases, the flexibility of the software also increases. Next purpose of this generalization is it structures the description of the object. It provides the structure of the description of the object. And the third purpose is it enables the reuse of code. Code could be reused, which means there is no requirement to write the code again and again. Once if the code is written, code na bartidre, it could be reused. The three purpose of generalization ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, first one polymorphism, same operation na different classes ಮೇಲೆ use ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, that is called as your polymorphism. Second one, object the structure ಮತ್ತೆ description na it will describe the structure of the object. Third one ಬಂದು it will enable us to reuse the code. Generalization derives from the fact that the superclass generalizes the subclass. Subclass ಏನ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಜನರಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ we will go for the generalization. Specialization ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ subclass fact that the subclass refine or specialize the superclass. Generalization ಅಂದ್ರೆ from superclass to the subclass. Specialization is from subclass to the superclass. Inheritance is nothing but the mechanism which offers or which helps in sharing the attributes or operation or association via generalization or specialization relationship among the classes. Next we have overriding features. As we all know, what is override? A superclass feature by defining a feature with the same name. Superclass alli a subclass may override a superclass feature by defining a feature with the same name. ಅಂದ್ರೆ superclass ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ parent class ಅಲ್ಲಿ already ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾನು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಸೇಮ್ ನೇಮ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಓವರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಮೆಥಡ್ ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as overriding the feature. The overriding feature, that is the subclass feature and the child class feature, which refines and replaces the overridden features of the superclass. ಅಂದ್ರೆ parent class ಏನು features ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ override ಮಾಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. And here the methods and default values of the attribute can also be override, but never override the signature of a feature. And here an override should preserve attribute types, numbers and types of the arguments to an operational return type. Next we have OCL, construct for traversing the class model. We have some of the features in order to construct a class model, that is attributes, operation, simple association, qualified association, generalization, filters and the association class. Coming to the attribute, as we all know, it is an object to an attribute value, where an operation is nothing but what type of operation could be applied on the object. Simple association, it is like dot notation which is used to traverse an association to a target end. Qualified means which makes an attribute as a qualifier and it makes a qualified association. Generalization is an implicit hierarchy, and filters, it is in order to set an object. We have how can we use a OCL in order to have the solution. For example, what transaction occurred for a credit card account within a time interval. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರಿಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ we have a credit card statement transaction. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ what transaction occurred ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ for within a time interval. ಯಾವ ಡೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವ ಡೇಟ್, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಡೇಟು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಂಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಕೇಳಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಡೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ಯಾವ ಡೇಟ್ ವರೆಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ಇದು ಎಂಡ್ ಡೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಗಿಂತ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಡೇಟು ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದನ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇಟ್ it is just like writing a query. So in order to select a credit card account statement transaction, we will go for select statement. Start date is less than or equal to the transaction date, and these both conditions should be satisfied, then only I can get the interval. Next, what volume of transactions held by an institution in the last year? This is the question. How can I retrieve the data? For that purpose, same, an institution. This is the institution, credit card account. I need statement, and here he is asking for transaction. So transaction, I need to select again start date should be less than or equal to the transaction date, and transaction date should be less than or equal to the end date, because he is asking complete volume or sum of the transactions that are done in the last year. So I need the amount in the form of sum. So I'll call the function called as a sum in order to have the complete transaction. Next, how many credit card account does a customer currently have? One customer ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು current credit card account ನ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು? That is done using a customer dot mailing address dot credit card account. Size ಅನ್ನೋ function ನ just call ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I can get the how many accounts I have with the credit card accounts. Next, what is the total maximum credit for a customer for all the accounts? ಎಷ್ಟು maximum credit ನ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು? For that, I'll go for maximum credit sum. So this much of sum should be the maximum credit that can be given for a customer. So this ends the introduction. From the next presentation, I'll start your syllabus. So before starting the syllabus, you have to go through these topics So kindly go through these topics.